This is Channel 253.
On this episode of the Grit and Grain podcast.
And then the pairing is actually Johnson's Candy. This is their salted caramel chocolate.
I haven't had a Johnson in years.
Quiet, Esther.
Shut up, Esther.
Yeah.
Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you.
Welcome to the Grit and Grain podcast, where we explore and celebrate the craft beer industry, community, and history in Tacoma, Washington, and surrounding Pacific Northwest areas. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's get to it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Grit and Grain podcast, coming to you guys from Peaks and Pints in Tacoma, Washington. My name is Matt McLaren, here as always with Ron Swarner.
Hello.
How's it going, Ron?
I'm full.
Well, make some room. Okay. Too bad. Bethany, how are you today?
Good, so good.
Good. I'm very glad to hear that. Doug's on mic.
Only getting started.
Only just getting started.
Behind that donut.
Yeah. Hopefully you heard the last one. If not, we're doing a two-parter with the lovely Kris from Tacoma, Aroma and Flavors. And savor the flavor. That was awesome. Yeah, I know. Last time it was sirens.
A stroller
and it was
without
like,
wheels.
it was a Safeway cart, just like
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, we're hanging out for a special two-parter. This was recorded during Tacoma Beer Week, but hope you might be hearing this afterwards. Well, you will be hearing this afterwards. But yeah, we're hanging out and trying some iconic bites of food around Tacoma, and pairing them with hopefully very legitimate beer pairings that actually work with them. So far, I'm like 2 for 3, I'd say 2.5 for 3. Had a couple of really good bites in the first one from Frisco Freeze, from Tortas Locas, and then from Northwest Lumpia. They were all wonderful. And we've got 3 new bites of food in front of us. So we're going to get back into it. So the first bite of food for our second episode here is actually another Kris suggestion. This is potato pierogies from Zaya Cafe.
Yeah.
Why... like, if we're talking about iconic bites of food, I know you mentioned, like, some newer places are kind of giving iconic vibes. What was it about Zaya Cafe pierogies that gave you that vibe?
You know, it really is comfort food, right? The pierogi or the peroshki, two very different things, and yet similar deliciousness from a similar region of the world. And Zaya, I believe I'm accurate here, that the owners of Zaya are the same folks from... and then she lost the name. The Amish market.
Oh, is that? I was wondering that. Is that right?
Yeah.
I love Amish market.
And so then you're going to love Zaya.
Yep.
Because they have both pierogis, which are the little dumplings, and then the peroshki, which is the bread.
Like the pastry.
With the filled. And then they also have, if you go and look at their confectionery pastry counter with all sorts of delicious little colorful treats there in the waterfront market at Ruston.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Dude, Amish Market is awesome. And it's, if it is...
Where is that?
That's over in Fife.
Like,
It's a, like
by
whole...
the Costco?
beyond Costco.
Yeah.
Right before you come to the Fife Curve.
Keep going. Okay,
Yep.
let's keep going past the
Yeah,
Costco.
continue past
business.
Costco, the roundabout and
I know what you're
out,
talking about, yeah.
and you'll find it. Yeah.
That place is great. So, yeah, that's, like... That makes total sense. And their food is fantastic. The fact that you can get it in Tacoma, like over on Ruston, is amazing.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for peroshki to come down from Seattle. Just go to Zaya.
For 2 times a year.
Yeah.
Not that place isn't awesome, but there is a fantastic local Ukrainian deli that can get you just right. These are absolutely delicious. So these are garlic potato pierogies. But they do like the sour cherry. They do farmer cheese. The pairing that we actually did is Saison DuPont, which is like a pretty universal beer pairing, honestly. It goes with almost everything. I probably mentioned it before, but So Garrett Oliver, who wrote the Brewmaster's Table, like widely considered to be like the sort of Bible of like food pairing. He was one of the first authors to like really dive into, how beer and food really go together. And Saison DuPont is like, he's like, this is my desert island beer, not because it's my favorite beer, but because it doesn't matter what I'm eating, it probably goes with this beer. And these like garlicky, potatoey dumplings probably should benefit from something that has like these like really nice like herbal character, a little bit of fruity character, dry, almost like champagne bubbliness that kind of cuts through like rich garlic and potatoey flavors. So hopefully this actually works the way I thought it was gonna.
So is this your cutting example?
This is a good cutting example.
Last episode I got it wrong. But yeah, this is, I think it works very well.
I do too.
So the 4 C's, I'm going to try and remember them. Complement, cutting, clashing,
Yeah,
contrasting.
nailed it.
Thank you from the
Nice.
audience.
Nailed it. 4C. I know, yeah. Who gave it away? No, that's it. That's like, if you missed the first episode, we kind of talked about sort of like the general principles of pairing, really any like wine, beer, cocktails, whiskey, whatever you're pairing with your food. Those are the 4 C's that you want to keep in mind. You want to hit some sort of complementary flavors, contrasting flavors. You want to cut through richness, and you want to avoid clashing flavors. It's funny because like we were kind of talking about like, flavor sciencey type stuff in the first one, and like those principles actually apply to like different parts of how you process flavor. So like complementing flavors, there's like the difference between flavor and taste is like a funny like debated thing. So like taste, you guys all probably remember like the taste diagram that you saw when you were kids, and it's now kind of like being like widely debunked, sort of. But like,
Or like bitters on the side.
yeah, exactly. Sweets up front and bitters right here, and it's out there,
Umami.
and umami, yeah. So that's not, a lot of folks will probably tell you now it's not really how it works. Although like some areas are more receptive to some things than others. But yeah, so that is taste. Like that's like what taste is. But that's it's like the most baseline sort of like data collection when it comes to like tasting something, is just those things. Everything else comes from your nose. So like all of the actual flavor is like in your retronasal. So like when you take a bite of food and you breathe out through your nose, that's like where flavor is coming from. So the taste is the salt and the bitter and the sweet and all those things. Everything else that like organizes all the other sort of like compounds into like, this is what a potato tastes like, this is what herbs taste like, this is what strawberry tastes like, is all aroma stuff. Complementing flavors come from the aroma, not from the actual taste. But things like cutting is a taste thing. It's not a flavor thing.
Right.
So you would cut bitterness or like fattiness or like richness. Those are like, those are on your tongue.
Mouthfeel,
Exactly. But everything else is just up in your nose.
You
love
just
that.
blew my mind.
Yeah.
So like when you break down how those principles work, it's a little bit easier to like kind of draw yourself like a map of how you can actually apply them.
It makes sense when you're sick and you have a cold and you can't taste anything. It's because your nose, not your mouth. Like
Yep.
it had nothing to do with your tongue.
Totally.
It's just that your nose isn't working right.
I know. That's when people are like, just plug your nose. Like, it's funny because when people say that, like, you won't really taste it. But like the worst parts about some of the food is that they're like, like medicine. It's like bitter and gross. Like that's, I'm still gonna get that part of it. It's just not gonna smell weird.
Just need a spoonful of sugar.
Yeah.
Kris, you are scanning the city for restaurant foods, beverages. What's new out there?
So I haven't even been yet to some of these new fabulous places that are getting a lot of good buzz. Woven down on Ruston Way looks amazing. Anybody been to Woven yet?
Where is it?
The old shenanigans.
Yeah, the old Shenanigans.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
the Puyallup tribe is collaborating with Roy Yamaguchi.
Yep, nailed it.
Famous chef, and looks like they've got great sort of sushi, but just fresh fish in general. Lots of in that word. And it just the food looks really beautiful and fresh and local. And I've been wanting to go, but I've been shy about going without my favorite spousal unit because he'd be like, "What? You went without me?" And the place that went in where Built used to be. What did we decide that was called?
Lafayette.
Yep. Looks really interesting. I'd like to try that.
That is actually the same owners as Bourbon Street over in Puyallup. And Mikey's a well-known industry guy. He makes some of the best cocktails, in my opinion. Like south of Seattle, I would say. Absolutely like unmatched. But the food at Bourbon Street, I think, is fantastic. They do a great job, and they do it to the point where like they send their employees to New Orleans every year. Like they really want that to be like an actual part. The family that owns it grew up in New Orleans. And like they really do bring that, so I'm like excited to see how that place does in Tacoma because they do a great job in Puyallup.
Cool.
They're open.
They are open.
places?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I heard.
They're still doing stuff, but like they're at least part of the restaurant is open for service, and then they're still adding things to the back.
Oh, what was that?
Welcome.
Off camera? Yeah.
What else did we say?
Not a closed room.
Yeah,
It's
That was
important.
Nicole, the bartender.
It's important to have gratitude.
that's true.
That CI Shenanigans has been vacant for so long. There's been
Yeah.
nothing there, so that's exciting.
It's really great.
Clinker Decker, bigger staff than
Try
the
both
past.
spots.
Oh, yeah.
The old guys.
Going way back
yeah.
there. Yeah.
High school dances.
I missed it too. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Bethany and her like, what the fuck?
Tolo prom date.
Yeah.
Cream, creme brulee.
Yep.
When do we eat this donut?
Well, Doug's halfway through his.
I've been.
I know, sorry.
I'm pawing that like a grizzly playing with a deer or something.
I actually wanted to do the donut last, but it's fine. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'll get another one.
No, I got this.
I have no shame. Oh, I thought you were getting me another donut.
That's all right. Beer and the donut.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Something even better.
Yep. Can somebody else open this so I don't cut myself?
Yep.
Don't want to just hit it over your head like you usually do?
I know. We're not at fuck up story time, but if you guys weren't listening,
It's a classic.
I popped a stupid bottle open with just the wrong way. Like I was just like in Doug's.
It was an actual live
studio.
fuck up on
Yeah.
the recording.
And I snapped the top of the bottle off and like,
Oh, no.
I mean, right through like the stretchy part of my thumb.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now I can't make the number 3 with my hands. I'm kidding. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I'm kidding.
There are a couple ways to do it. You know?
I know. I have to do the German 3 now.
You don't need the web.
Okay, yeah. So we got. I wish Phaedra was on mic for this because I would fucking fight about it. But
Wait a minute.
Swing it over.
Why, hello, Matt.
what's up, Phaedra?
Oh, I'm just drinking some Duchess.
And what are you eating right now?
Well, I haven't. I'm busy pouring beer first,
Okay.
so I haven't
Well,
ate
all right.
yet.
Thank you
so-
for doing that. I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Of course.
But
That's
How
what
do you
I'm here
pronounce
for.
Pals.
I've heard.
I'm joking.
I've heard it pronounced not Dutch.
Duchess de Bourgogne.
I've heard it was like Duquesne.
Who the hell told
Who
you
said
that?
what? Wait, say that again.
I've heard people be like, it's not Duchess.
What?
Were they just like
Yeah,
fucking
it's
with me?
Duchess. Sorry. There are people I respect that do say Duchess, but
I think Greer told me that he was told by some other beer rep
He's
that
not one
it's
of
not that.
He's
It's like
not one of them,
Duquesne
wow.
or something. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to say it on mic.
yeah.
So that's why I asked Phaedra.
Thank you, Phaedra.
This Dookie beer is really
Yeah, it's just a dookie.
So
All right.
What are we fighting about?
Because I brought Pals.
Donuts.
Oh,
House
that's the fight.
Donuts.
I was like, how can we fight over the Duchess? Because that's
I know. No,
Yeah.
how could you could never fight over
no. Okay,
Duchess.
okay. Yeah, we can.
What's your preferred donut place?
Original House of Donuts in Lakewood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Been
even-
going there
not
for
even
like
at
over
Tacoma.
50 years.
Oh, yeah.
So sorry.
Fueled a newspaper for
Sorry.
years and years down
I'm
there.
telling you. And I told
Do
you
you
it's
like
nostalgia.
sours?
It's more, like I said, I've been going there for a long time. So.
Sours are something that I like to taste, but I'm not sure I want to have a whole pint of.
That's
But
fair.
you know that whole
Definitely.
combining flavors thing. I noticed on the Goza. That's another one that's like, oh, this is interesting to taste. I don't want a whole pint of this. It's
Yep.
lovely, I'm sure, and people who appreciate those, and There was the crafting of it. It was amazing. But it's not the sort of thing I want to just sit down and chug. But when it was paired, oh my gosh, I couldn't stop drinking it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I will take that.
It was that
Wait till you taste
serendipitous combination of flavors, like in Ratatouille, with the cheese and the strawberries and all the little. I'm waving for anybody who's just listening to this. I'm waving in the
it's on
air of
video
all
now.
the video. Hi. That combination of flavors that gives you something unexpected and fabulous.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's I think there's a lot of folks who not incorrectly oftentimes, but like think that pairing is just bullshit. Like, there's also people who don't think that there's really any difference between good beer, bad beer, or good wine and bad wine. It's all just subjective. There's like goofy references to like, well, they gave a bunch of wine experts two of the same bottles of wine with different labels, and they said that they were totally different. But like, that's never actually happened with like actual experts. It was all like, there was like one time where that happened. It was like a bunch of college kids who didn't really like know what they were talking about. But like, different compounds exist in different beers, different wines, and different foods, and knowing how those things actually interact with each other can make for those unexpected, like hopefully good pairings.
And now that I'm drinking the chest with the chocolate, I want to do this all day long.
Well, it should have been clearer because it goes with the donut. I imagine
Donut last.
I did say donut last, but
Well,
He said he was going
and
to do the
the
donut
Duchess
last,
are
but
a lovely pairing, also
yeah.
unexpected.
I have no doubt that it
I
still
thought I
kind
was
of
wrong
works.
for a second. I was like, oop, I've been eating the donut.
Nope, that's fine. This one was meant to go with the donut. So these are Pow's original glazed donuts. Absolutely delicious. In my opinion, the best donuts in the area.
I agree.
46%.
Phaedra's making a face right now.
46%. It's a good donut, but I would just rather be wrong about things.
Hey man, what occurred to me on this one wasn't just the complimentary. I think they're complimentary, right? There's not just complimentary flavors, but the contrast, literally, of what they are in terms of like of a liquid and solid, and how those mix in your mouth. Because the donut is so airy that when you drink this with that, they have a mouthfeel that's an interaction between the fluffiness of the donut and the liquid of the beer.
Look at you,
Does that make
Doug.
sense?
It's
Absolutely.
really good.
Textures are way harder to actually make work. So that wasn't like a super intentional part of it. But like, I think when you nail it, it does.
It's
work
the first
really
time
well.
I thought of the physical properties of each in my mouth in this bunch of pairing.
Totally. So the idea behind this was like, everybody's had like a jam-filled donut or something like that, and you get these fantastic, so Duchess in particular, one of the most like ubiquitous Flemish or Flanders styles reds, absolutely fantastic. Has a ton of this like really rich like sour cherry pie filling sort of character. It comes from the actual like production of the beer, the actual souring of the beer in barrels, and then lots of like special bee malt that has these like really fantastic like red berry and cherry sort of flavors. It comes together and it like even has a touch of like sweetness and tartness, and it just tastes like cherry filling in a donut. You just take these two separate things and you put them together and you're like, oh, this is, again, a flavor I'm totally familiar with, but they just kind of come together in this unusual way.
Yeah, which is in itself sort of a solid and a semi-liquid.
True, that's true.
And it cuts the tartness.
Yeah.
I would try to cut the sweetness before I would cut like tartness, but like it's the same thing. You kind of want to like, if you're trying to cut something, you want to reduce the intensity of one thing or the other, and sweet and tart are perfect for that. Like this donut is less sweet when you have it with the beer, and the beer is less tart when you have it with the donut, and that's like a really good balance.
It's a good palate cleanser, too.
These are really good pairings. Really good pairings. Matt.
Thank you so much. I was like,
spot on.
I love the idea of like, this is probably a favorite of mine so far.
It's my favorite.
Lumpia and Goes was really good, but this is up there too.
I was late to the email thread of all of the ideas, but I was looking and I'm like, well, that's intimidating. I wouldn't know which beer to put with that or whatever. So yeah, you did a really good job.
Thank
Great
you so
job.
much.
with the food choosing and the beer pairings.
Did they at Pow's? Do they still have that photo of the 1-year-old with the giant donut?
It'll go wrong.
Okay.
Phaedra's like, you're asking the wrong person.
It's been a while for me too.
I'm a Lee or Lay donut.
I have
guy,
not
if do
been
that.
inside Pow's in like a good decade.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
a
drive
giant donut next to the 1-year-old kid.
through. That's awesome. I'm sure it's still there. I
crazy.
can't imagine they've taken anything out
Yeah.
of that place. I love Pow's. It's like that was like when I would go to like early practices at like high school or like Saturday practices. I would always stop at Pow's and like pick up donuts and stuff for everybody. You know, it's like this very core Tacoma food memory.
Did you
Opened
dig
in-
for change in your couch before heading over there?
No, luckily I had cash, but I have for sure like been like, oh, I'm so close to Pow's, I'm gonna go to Pow's, and then not had cash. So we're gonna take a break.
Mahalo.
Aloha,
It's
aloha.
fine.
No goodbye, aloha. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take a super quick break. We have another beer to pour, and we'll be right back.
Hello. This is Eric Hanberg of Channel 253 here with sound producer Doug.
Hi.
Hi, we are here to tell you about membership to Channel 253, and we're talking really fast because we know you want to get back to the podcast.
That's exactly right. You get to be on the members Slack channel, which is really banging, and you get to listen to the members-only podcast Off the Record, hosted by me.
That's right. It's just $4 a month or $40 a year. Channel253.com/membership. Thank you for listening. I hope you'll consider joining. Please check it out.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging out during the break. As always, a shout out to Doug, our
Thank you,
wonderful
thank you,
producer.
thank you, thank you.
We love Doug.
Thank you.
Love Doug.
Doug makes us sound lovely every single week. And to Channel 253, fantastic network of local podcasts. They are awesome. They're all member supported. Please do go support those guys.
Yay!
Channel 253.
We're defending democracy.
That's I know it's starting to get real important to get more and more involved in local issues.
Well, and I heard them say recently that they don't have any major corporate sponsors because corporations don't want to sponsor folks who talk about real issues.
I know we had a whole episode about beer's political side when the whole GABF and HomebrewCon thing happened. So yeah, this industry is certainly not immune to some of that silliness. We all have a new beer in front of us, and I'm excited to see how this one goes. I think it's going to work, but we'll find out. So this is Monkless. Hopefully you guys listened to Todd's episode, but Monkless Belgian Ales. They're award-winning, like GABF Gold Brewery of the Year Belgian Double. Absolutely delicious beer. One of the best examples of it in America, but also in the world right now. And local, which is amazing. Tons of should be tons of caramel, tons of Belgian yeasty esters, and then some of that dark malt comes off as this fig and sort of pruny sort of character.
Esters, you say?
There are some Belgian esters in there for
My
sure.
name is Esther. Why do you keep talking about me?
Damn it. And then the pairing is actually Johnson's candy. This is their salted caramel chocolate.
I haven't had a Johnson in years.
Quiet, Esther.
Shut up, Esther.
Were you there when they first opened in 1920?
It's a little. Excuse me.
Jesus.
I'm so sorry. Oh, my arm.
Esther's done on the sauce.
I can't feel my arm.
Yeah, Johnson, this is a 100-year-old confection.
Yeah. And his name was Russell, which is very
Yeah,
interesting.
for a second I was like, oh, Russell Candies?
Right.
Is that something? Yeah.
The whole thing here was this caramely, salty,
So
delicious.
good.
Is it? Okay, does it work? Yeah, there's even a little bit of bitterness in a traditional double. So I'm hoping that would kind of cut through some of the sweetness and some of the richness in caramel.
Let me taste the beer then.
One of the cool things you can do with it is you can bite the caramel and it gets kind of stuck in your teeth, and then you can sort of adjust in your mouth the two flavors. You can bring one or the other forward. Yeah.
Coating my teeth
Yeah. And then you can kind of do ratios in your mouth.
all night long.
I can do ratios in my mouth.
Yikes. Jesus Christ.
Ratio's in my mouth. Another good beer name.
Yeah. I'll let you print that one, Bethany. You're not going to catch us slipping.
I'd say
I just had the salty side of it.
All right. All right.
Rein it in, man.
It was Doug this time. It wasn't even me. That actually turned out better than I was hoping. I was hoping it'd be great, but like that really worked. Again, like just like Saison DuPont, Belgian Double is like pretty universal pairing. Belgian beer in particular is just universal. Double goes with everything. There's toasty bread. There's like dried fruits. Amazing with cheese. But man, yeah, it like washes down that chocolatey caramel absolutely fantastically. I should have saved some of the Duchess just to see what you tasted in the first half.
It was a nice pairing.
Yeah,
perfect.
That worked great. I love this beer so much. I know. I feel silly because like it's Tacoma Beer Week, and we did do a collab with a local candy company, but a much bigger one. But yeah, Almond Roca, made by Brown and Haley. They paired with Sig to make a fantastic beer for Tacoma Beer Week. You know what? Like one of my favorite things is I've heard a lot of folks have come up and been like, I had that idea years ago, and Jeff was like the one who made the beer, which is awesome. But like I know a lot of folks have tried to make Almond Roca beer or like tried to partner with Brown and Haley, and it just doesn't come together the way that they hoped, which is a testament to Jeff and his skill in putting funky ingredients into unassuming beers, because that beer is fantastic.
And you for brokering the deal.
Yes, yeah, and me for having the balls to try and make that work.
Well, and I heard a rumor that they're interested in future collaborations.
They are, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's my story to tell, but like, I I don't know. I try not to like, it has nothing to do with me. But like,
Spill the tea.
So Joe, the CEO of Brian and Haley, came to SIG, and we all sat down and tried the beer together. And it wasn't even like the final version. It was just kind of the test batch that we wanted to show them the concept. And he was very happy with the concept and the artwork and the actual beer. And they said that if SIG decided that they wanted to make another beer in collaboration with Brown and Haley, that they would have full support, which is awesome, because when I sold this thing to them in the beginning, I was like, it's just going to be a one-time thing. Like, just let us do it this one time, and then it'll be a cool community thing. But like, they ended up liking it so much and liking the fact that it was a local business, literally a 2-minute walk from their front door. That they were like, yeah, if you guys decide you want to do this again, you have our full support. You can use our ingredients, you can use our branding, all that stuff. So,
well, and just the fact that they would trust you to that level is really impressive.
Trust Jeff mostly, but yes. Yes. Trust Jeff to make them look good enough in a beer that they would continue to put their name on it. That's amazing. Like, Brown and Haley is a huge business. They're one of the oldest companies in Tacoma. Again, like Johnson's, they're a little over 100 years old, and they sell stuff all over the world.
Could that lead to like some different distribution? International, the same distribution arms that Brown and Haley have for themselves, or
no? I mean, the channels are so different that you probably wouldn't overlap too much. It could lead to like a demand that exceeds the current distribution that SIG has. Jeff does a great job, and a lot of his beer just sells out locally very quickly. People try to get their hands on that Vice collab they did, the Hard Mountain Dew. Not that that's a beer, but like, just all of his products and projects do so well locally that if somebody's a big Almond Roca fan across the country and they want Jeff's beer, it's probably going to be tough to get it. But that's okay. They can just come here and get it.
Okay. There you go.
Is there any chance of the Beer Week collab becoming something more regular that they just make, as a standard?
That is totally up to SIG. That's, they can work with Brown and Haley as much as they want now. And if they decide they want to do a stout or like a different style of beer, if they want to keep doing the same one, they can do that. But luckily, Jeff has like full creative control of like how to utilize their ingredients in his beers now, which is really cool. So yeah, that's a pretty smoking outcome from Tacoma Beer Week efforts.
Very good.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah.
For sure. Good job, Jeff. Good job. Do we have another barley wine in front of us?
We do. We have Perennial's Devil's Heart of Gold wheat wine,
Dang.
aged in bourbon barrels.
All right.
I've heard that you can't have too much barley wine.
You can't.
It's on a shirt. We are cheersing to Sean.
Cheers,
as usual.
Sean.
As always.
Ron was in there like swimwear, dude.
Sorry, Sean.
Jesus, man.
In there like swimwear. I like that one.
This looks darker than our shirt.
Now it is.
Yeah.
Jesus, that is silky smooth.
Yeah.
Less coconut, but there's still some coconut. It's more toasty coconut.
I'm not getting
this
a lot
time.
of banana.
Well, and
There's no banana.
after you finish with that, if you're interested, I've got Underberg for everyone here. I brought my little show and tell, which is the Underberg small wooden truck thing.
Now,
that,
how many caps did it take?
360 caps. If you want one
Wow.
too, you can collect.
That's
and get- I think
amazing.
it's essentially a case.
How many people did you rob to get to 360?
No, we buy it by the case. It takes us a few years to get through it, but there you go. And it actually says Tacoma Aroma on the personalized license
my
plate. How
God.
cute is that?
That's amazing.
So we've got those for you after.
Yeah. Cleverly faced right towards the camera. That's amazing, and you deserve that. Well, shoot, I suppose we are closing the show with an Underberg. After we finish our barley wine, though, I got a present.
Oh, yes.
I got a present from Matt Hibbs. This is a bottle of beer that we've talked about for like 2 years straight, pretty much. But we have a bottle of pizza beer in front of us.
Holy moly.
Chris's face.
Yeah.
Fader is doing the
we
honors here.
can.
Say more, please.
So I would, probably not do it justice, but Matt, I had this beer the first time in 2018 at HomebrewCon down in Portland. Before I knew any of the Browns Point folks, I just was fans of them, and had Beth's pre-Prohibition Porter, and then had Matt Hibbs pizza beer, and it tasted exactly like pizza. And he was like, "Hey, I have a present for you."
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
And it smells like bread crust and oregano. And like,
How does he do that?
I don't know. I know, we have it right next to a
What?
barley wine.
Pizza.
Oh my gosh, it smells like focaccia bread.
Yes. Kosher bread.
And it's like
What?
a little bit of jalapeno
Basil
and a little bit of like tomatoey.
Wow. My
That
mouth is
tastes
so
like
confused.
it tastes like actual
so happy.
pizza.
It
Doesn't
tastes
have
like
to chew.
Shakey's pizza.
It does.
Do you remember?
tastes like
you remember what
Shakey's
Shakey's pizza tastes like?
I do.
This
It's
is
kind of the bubbly crust and the Laurel and Hardy's.
This was This was it.
What a good.
There's oregano for sure. There's
It
probably
does, Doug. You're exactly right.
there's like a little bit of jalapeno in there for sure.
Well,
I mean, not just any pizza. It tastes like Shakey's.
It's, yeah, it's like, is there onion
Like some
and all?
Parmesan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be weird if there was Parmesan because it
bizarre,
actually has like a head on it and like extra fat and protein and stuff. Like extra fat doesn't lend
It's
itself to
really
that.
good. I mean,
I'm enjoying it.
yeah.
I'm totally enjoying it.
Are you trying it, Chris?
I mean, it's not just a novelty. It's like
It's a supreme pizza.
it is very
Yes, it
it
is.
is very yeasty.
Oh, I know. Star anise.
Shakey's.
Like sausage.
Yeah, or like fennel.
Yes,
fennel.
absolutely.
It's got like fennel sort of.
Fennel.
Yeah. That's pretty insane.
And yet it's super subtle
Yeah, the
too. You're
crust.
not
It
like
is.
Totally.
The crust.
So,
Shakey's crust right
It's
there.
easy.
what do you
Yes,
pair
yes.
this beer with? Cheese.
Laurel and
You know,
Hardy's.
no. You know those, you know those gummies that are Coca-Cola flavored?
Why did that just come to mind?
And
Because if you're gonna have a
Has he got-
liquid
he
that
has
tastes like
some in his
pizza, you need to have a solid that tastes like Coca-Cola.
Okay. All right.
No, you need to have a beer that tastes like beer.
Love that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, or the
Wait.
beer jelly beans.
Wait.
Or those gummies that are shaped like pizza or hamburgers. No.
No.
This might be one of the wildest beers I've ever
Coca-Cola
like.
gummies
It's really
and pizza beer.
I actually forgot like how I
It's
haven't
so
had it
drinkable,
for
though.
6 years.
it's
the
shaky.
nose is incredible.
Yeah.
It's shaky.
We forgot to tell everyone at like the whole
That's
start
insane.
of this series that you should have some food in front of you. I bet we made people hungry, like talking about so much awesome food here.
That is
and,
true.
If you're
you know,
drooling right now, we've
Yeah, go get
accomplished our
yourself-
goal.
Yeah. Get yourself some good takeout from Tacoma
Good job, Matt. That
or
was
anywhere you are.
Sushi.
Yeah.
that was insane.
Yeah.
My goodness. I know we've been talking about tons of great food. Like we certainly didn't hit everything. Like Buddies is killing it. Like
Buddies is
Side
killing
Piece
it.
is killing it.
Side
Yeah.
pieces.
Howdy.
I mean, there's like tons of stuff. I also love that Buddies is in like the old Therms place. Like I was so bummed when Therms closed. It was one of my favorite places
too.
in Tacoma.
He was awesome.
Yeah, Therm.
I love
Yeah,
that guy.
amazing.
Is that the Lincoln District?
Yeah. So like back when I worked at Home Depot, I was a flooring specialist and like, was broke and so didn't eat out like a ton. But one of my coworkers brought like a mixed medley back, and I was like, oh my god, what are you eating right now? And he's like, oh, I drive over to Therms on my lunch break every Friday and I go get Therms, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And dude, first time I went, I was just blown away. Because like most of my family is like from the South, and so like that's like what I eat like when I go to family gatherings. And it was like very much like, oh damn, this is like my Aunt Dorothy's like ribs right now, or like this is her cornbread. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, their sampler platter was insane.
Oh my god,
And
dude.
he was
He was great.
Yeah.
great. He was so
Yeah.
nice and welcoming. And
Welcoming.
remembered your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like Southern Kitchen is also lovely.
Oh yeah, love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like so like the joke eventually was like people who visit Tacoma go to Southern Kitchen, people who live in Tacoma go to Therms. That was like just because Southern Kitchen was like Food Network famous pretty quickly. But yeah, both fantastic.
Has anybody been out to Lizzie Lou's?
Yes. Oh my God, that place is great.
They're inside of the Harley
Harley-
Davidson Experience, just over the little fishing bridge.
Fife?
Dude.
Oh, okay.
First time I had him was at the first food truck fest in Wright Park, and at Wright's Park.
Very close to Spragg.
Spragg, near Spragg. Yeah. Inside joke.
Make it
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, exactly. And the line for them was so long, and we didn't get it. And then we got up front, and it was like collard greens, like egg rolls or something. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, you have to go inside the Harley dealership to eat their food, but it is so good.
It's Southern.
The shrimp and grits.
Oh
That's
my
my
God.
favorite. Yeah.
Yep.
And I actually go in there and Chef Ness, I just say to her, make me something savory. And she just, gives me something gorgeous. Yeah.
That's how I treat my bartenders.
Yeah.
Surprise me today.
Yeah. I trust her
I do that
totally.
with my hair.
That's awesome.
Her phrase,
With your barber?
the phrase is, baby, I'll eat that. And it's true. She said, yeah,
Nice.
baby, I'll eat that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
You do that with your barber, Ron?
Can you not tell? No. I'm joking.
Greer just told me he wants to get a mullet, so.
I mean, he's like halfway there.
I know. I said, yeah, go ahead. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
I feel like I feel like you're.
We're not married.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's the worst that can happen?
If I, go
I
to,
just don't text you back anymore.
if I go to my barbers, they need to get into my ears to find hair. Are we at?
I know. I feel like we had to drag a fuck up story out of you last time.
All right, Grit and Grainers. I'm Sean Jackson, and I fuck up all the God-blessed time, as we all do. So, please do regale us with your fuck-up stories.
Yeah, sorry, man.
It's okay.
Matt's got one. Matt's got one.
Do I?
Of course you
I
do. You
probably
always
do. Jesus Christ. Do I have a fuck up story?
Just think over the last 8-10 hours.
Okay. It's not.
There
It's
it
just. It's just me neglecting my day job for the sake of making Tacoma Beer Week a little bit more enjoyable. Been doing that a bunch. How was your delivery today, Ron?
Lovely.
Okay, good. Because I'm making a lot of deliveries tomorrow in my personal vehicle.
Yeah, that was great.
Because yesterday was industry night, and then went out to Cascades for their Great Notion night, which was so cool, and got to meet Sid from Great Notion, who I've never met face to face. That was really cool. She's awesome, and used to frequent Cascades, but setting up for these events, having extra meetings and stuff, it's very easy for me to not respond to emails or respond to orders that I should plug in for delivery days, and then I didn't do that. So
maybe next episode.
So maybe next episode, yeah.
When you find out.
Yeah. I mean, one of them was Local Boys, so so we'll see what happens.
I have a real quick fuck-up story.
Okay.
We did a road trip with small children. That's it.
What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Live and learn.
Yeah.
All right, Grit and Grainers. Email us at cheersandgritandgrainpodcast.com with your comments, opinions, and photos of your Tacoma Beer Week tattoo of fluttering monarch butterflies behind a giant koi fish wrapped in a couple of grinning skulls drinking a double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, wet coast, east coast, midwest milkshake, juicy, hazy, hazier IPA, brewed, of course, by the Browns Point Homebrew Club. We read and drink everything we receive, and we try to respond as fast as we can, if not outlined, then on air. You can subscribe to Grit and Grain on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and now YouTube.
Whoa!
And please leave us a review. Also, check us out on Channel 253, Douglas, and gritandgrainpodcast.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for episode notes, beer news, and recaps from Tacoma Beer Week, where local beer celebrities sucked down Almaroca cream ales and radiated vibes of sexy hipness for miles and broke into impromptu Unterberg rallies at the drop of a green cap, and RJ sat on a bar stool as a harem of half-naked groupies licked Bigfoot from his fingers, and over there was Terry and Bryce bitch-slapping each other and giving a drunk interview while, hey, wasn't that the former Ram Brewery? Cellarman sitting quietly in the booth, nursing a butt-face amber and looking all mysterious and incredibly stoned. And all the while, the beautiful seltzer spongers lined up outside for the music, chocolate, dance, poetry, community, dessert, tropical movie, art, open heart, yoga, dog, racing, food and beer pairing, plus cornhole. If this podcast is not what you expected, please alter your expectations. Note to America, to hell with baseball and football and pro wrestling. Let's all gather in a coliseum and drink like lazy dogs on a holiday. Rowdy, mindless, brain-sloshing, liver abuse, set to oompa music and $12 pints. It's the international pastime. No such thing as a bad time to visit Tacoma.
No.
No such thing as too much barley wine. Tune in next Friday for more sweet chatter. Cheers.
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 Thanks, Kris. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us at Grit and Grain Podcast wherever you get your social media and catch new episodes every Friday. Cheers.
Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you.
This is Channel 253.
Shut up.